the place where the dog is and observe the behavior, and also try to see kung makulit, try to see kung very rowdy, then maybe that's not the dog for you. But if you're the type who's very active, for example, you like to go out, you like to run, then it's okay to get a high energy dog.
What are the types of high energy dogs? I know na like bulldogs are a little on the lazy side.
Oh, not really. Bulldogs, their energy fluctuates.
Wow.
So they can be super excited, and then once they get tired, low energy, and then they easily get recharged.
Oh.
But they're more stubborn in a sense that they don't take commands right away compared to other breeds such as retrievers or border collies that are usually in the working line. So they're used to being given commands. Yeah.
So what are the types of dogs that are, for example, people who live in smaller spaces like condos? Are there dogs who would do well in that environment?
Yes, there are. For example, you have the Yorkie. You have the Yorkie. I've been told by some people it's the Shiba Inu. For some naman, the Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu.
Really?
They're very laid back.
Shiba Inu talaga, they're
I've been
laid
told by
back?
some. But then, you have to think of it this way then kasi with all dogs, it's really all about energy. And it's all about fulfilling, other than the basic needs, the other needs, which is physical and mental stimulation. So with any dog, even if they're a laid-back dog, they can develop behavioral problems if you're not able to fulfill the other needs. For example, other than developing a good relationship with the dog, providing mental and physical stimulation, like when to play with them, that can be a reward, when to discipline them, when to give rules, boundaries, and limitations at home. Just so there's order and balance between the relationship and the human and the dog.
What are the, I don't know how else to phrase it, but what are the wrong and right reasons to get a dog? It's a personal thing because I hate
Wrong and right ways. Sorry.
wrong and right reasons to get a dog. Because personally, I hate seeing dogs in a cage outside and they're just meant to be like an alarm system as like barkers against.
So that's a perfect example. Some people, they would say na, kuha tayo ng aso para may bantay sa bahay. But then, hindi nila alam na having a dog is like having a child. It's a responsibility. Other than the fact na you have to discipline them, you have to also be able to provide affection at the right timing. Or even be responsible enough to introduce the rules at home, how you operate.
Is it true that it's harder to train a dog when it's older? I think some people find adopting older dogs challenging. So is it true that it takes a while for older dogs to learn house rules, etc.?
That's not true. Actually, that's a common misconception. People think that it's easier to train puppies. That's partly true, but older dogs are also trainable. Because they think differently compared to humans. With humans kasi, we have a concept of the past and the future. So sometimes that can be a hindrance to us learning something. Napapangunan tayo ng takot, na anxiety, and etc. Unlike with dogs, they always think of the present. They're aware of the past, but they don't really stay there. They're just in the present. So whenever they're learning something, they just focus on the now. And it's all about repetition and conditioning. So the more they're exposed to being taught one thing, yun na naging second nature na sa kanila at nakasanayan. That's why they can easily learn. So with older dogs, they can learn not unless if there are health problems. For example, what if they can't see that much, or more sensitive to hearing and all that. Depende. Special case. But usually, with older dogs, they can be taught. They can learn.
Right.
That's why I'm all for adoption.
Yes, of course. Parang, what are the benefits of adopting a dog? I mean, because a lot of people don't know that a lot of the dogs that are adoptable, medyo mas trained na sila. Or mas sanay na sa mga tao because usually like the Animal Welfare Society, they already have some trainings with the volunteers there.
Yeah, okay. So with dogs that are up for adoption, the older ones, yung advantage kasi nun is, nakikita mo na yung ugali niya. Unlike with puppies, they develop pa. They're developing. So, di mo pa makita yung ugali talaga nila habang bata pa. Because they're still growing. They're still being nurtured and cared for by their mother. They're still trying to learn from their litter mates and all that. Kaya, para sa akin, I'd go for adoption. But sometimes, you have to be aware that some dogs can have behavioral issues when they're older. But it can be fixed. So, it's not really a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Kasi may kita mo na kung paano yung ugali, and then once you're able to identify that and assess the situation, you find the solution and then you immediately act on it. Unlike with puppies, talaga kakapain mo as they get older. And then you have to condition them. And
Is it true that dogs take after the personality of their owners?
not really the personality, but they take after their owner's energy. So, I don't know if you've noticed, if you have like a very excitable person, most likely the dog will be excited as well. Because they easily feel each other out. Because dogs are meant to please humans. As in, it's already part of their limbic system to want to please their humans. So, sometimes, let's say they're misbehaving badly. And then, the human is not aware that they're able to give validation to that bad behavior by probably touching them or by talking to them. So the dog thinks it's doing something right, and then they end up developing that behavior and excitable because the owner is always excited. So unlike if you have a person that's very chill, very relaxed, let's say the dog misbehaved, and then the person, the owner, is very calm and assertive, kalmado, and then able to address the situation talaga and immediately discipline the dog. And the dog immediately understands, okay, so I gotta chill. And then that's when I get all the love and affection from my owner. Mas dun siya napapansin for behaving well. So,
You really have to understand
yeah.
how to be. It's really like being a parent to a
Yeah,
child.
exactly.
And
Is
then
it
I have-
complicated ba yung concepts or you
No.
understand?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
It's perfect.
That's good.
We have 4 dogs at home
That's good.
currently, so these are just kind of things I want to share with a lot of our readers, so they know how to better take care of dogs. Because I see some people they give dogs as gifts, which I find kind of worrying. Because
Yeah,
you have to
that's
make
right.
sure that the dogs go to a nice home. I have one final question. I'm gonna turn this off. This is for my brother. I just wanna
I'll
ask,
go lang.
because one of our Shih Tzus is very afraid of lightning and thunder, and we don't know how
okay.
to. We want to help Max conquer his fear. Kasi siya lang yung takot.
It depends on what you do. What do you do if your dog is afraid of thunder and lightning? Tell me what you do.
My brother usually cradles the dog.
That's the mistake there.
What's the
Yeah.
like, what should
Because, diba, any form of, as in tono lang, boses, kahit boses, regardless of kung mataas ang boses mo or hindi, and any form of touch is a validation na sa dog.
so
if they are afraid, and then the moment na habang they're in
Takot
that
sila.
state of mind na takot,
And then
tapos
they're
hinawakan mo and said, oh baby, it's okay. Immediately, since they're meant to please humans, they'll think na, oh, I should feel this way all the more para mas pansinin ako ng human ko without them realizing it. So, I think it's more of the timing, when to give affection and when not to. For example, if they're very kabado, may thunder, may lightning and all, the moment you're able to snap them out of it, and let's say they're in a calm state, even for just a few seconds, that's when you give validation na parang, okay, you're doing a good job. So the more of that behavior, the calm state of mind will come out. And then, the next time, you just keep nurturing it.
And then,
Huhulihin mo lang kung kailan yung
gradually
timing.
kind of-
Yeah. Always a step-by-step process. That's how dogs do.
Okay.
Hindi yung biglaan. So you have to be
I'll tell my
sensitive then
brother.
to your dog's
That's a
behavior.
good way to do it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
and thank you
you're
for
welcome.
answering personal questions
Go lang.
about my dogs.
Jen, this is Jojo.